There is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, one heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this, and we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were gonna really like that, and so I just went with that.
is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, one heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this. And we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were going to really like that, and so I just went with that.
is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013 when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, 1 heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this, and we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could...
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were gonna really like that, and so I just went with that.
is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, one heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this. And we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were going to really like that, and so I just went with that.
is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, 1 heart. I mean, I feel like, we all as individuals have this, and we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could please.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were gonna really like that, and so I just went with that.
There is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there is help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, one heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this, and we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could please.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were gonna really like that, and so I just went with that.
There is hope.
Good morning. We're here today with Kevin Berthia, our keynote speaker for our third annual Suicide Prevention Conference. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Kevin. What made you decide to share your story with people?
Back in 2013, when I originally shared my story, I always felt like I was alone. Like I was the only one that pretty much suffered for everything I'm dealing with. I had no idea that it was millions of people like me. And I just felt like, I was obligated, being a survivor, to share my story, to let somebody know that there's help, there's recovery, and there's hope.
That's fantastic. What do you hope people walk away from hearing your story today at our conference?
I just want people to understand that, we pretty much are all first responders. The same thing that saved my life, 2 ears, 1 heart. I feel like, we all as individuals have this. And we have the ability to save people just by listening to them. People just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
We will be auctioning off barrel heads that were painted by our ADAPT clients.
We decided to take these barrel tops as a creative canvas for our student artists to create. Doing art therapy, it's a really innovative and it's a gentle way to become centered and involves helping change. And I just truly want to acknowledge that these students have done an amazing job. So if you could.
It was very fun. We had a great time. It was really cool. I had a lot of help from Jose. I learned how to do different things with painting.
This specific event is meant to help the youth kind of explore more of their artistic side, help them with a little art therapy, and raise funds for our programs. So what inspired me to do my painting? Well, for this specific event, I felt like a Napa theme would have been the best idea. So I thought, hey, the Napa Crusher and, some hot air balloons. I felt people were going to really like that, and so I just went with that.
There is hope.
Welcome everybody. For all of you who are with us in the VIP reception, thank you for crossing the digital bridge to join us here on YouTube. And for those of you who are just joining us now, a warm welcome to all of you. We're so pleased you're here tonight, and all of us are getting together to virtually change a life. And in the spirit of gratitude that always drives us here at Aldea, let me just take a moment to thank the generous sponsors who made this evening possible. Our participating sponsor who donated $10,000 is Pat Wolf, our emeritus board member. Empowering sponsors who donated $5,000 are Wilson Divino Team, Caldwell Bankers of Napa Valley, The Doctors Company, Julia Allen of Folio Design, Loubier Gourmet, Mechanics Bank, and welcome to our new family, Silicon Valley Bank. Our enabling sponsors at $2,500 donations are Bank of Marin, Heffernan Insurance, the Nova Group, Linda Short, and Caroline Simmons. Thank you all. We have a lot to get to tonight in just 1 hour. A lot of wonderful people for you to meet and a lot of money to raise to urgently help sustain vital Aldea programs that serve children and families in crisis. So let's get started and welcome our Master of Ceremonies and Auctioneer, Greg Quiroga.
Well, thank you, Carrie, and thank all of you watching from home for joining us tonight. I have a good feeling. I have a great feeling about our show tonight. We have a real opportunity tonight. We have the power in this hour to change a life. Really to change many lives by supporting Aldea's programs. Programs which are available in Napa, Solano, and now in Sonoma County as well. And there are many ways that people can pitch in tonight, Carrie, many ways that you can help Aldea provide the resources to meet the urgent community needs served by Aldea Children and Family Services. In order to do so, all you need to do is get registered to participate. So go to aldea.pub/register. You can see it on the screen right below us now, aldea.pub/register, or you can just text Aldea to 56651. Our auctions are full of prestige gifts and surprising treasures. The online auction is open right now. The clock is ticking. It's going to close at 8 o'clock, and that's in less than an hour. The online auction, it's filled with great wines from renowned wineries, a tantalizing array of fun gift baskets, and more. And wouldn't be an auction without an auctioneer. We've got 4 live auction lots that you can bid on in real time tonight, including a winning evening to remember at Ace and Vine, a fantastic dinner for 8 at Trinchero Estates, personally prepared by Chef James Houghton, and little cult wine alert, got a rare coveted 3-liter cab from Harbison Estate Wines. And finally, now that we can all travel, how about a getaway to Cabo? This is the one, the getaway to Cabo is the one Carrie wants you to buy and donate to her. Many of you are also going to want to participate in our Fund a Need tonight, where we love the difference contributions of every size can make in serving our communities. But to do any of that, you need to be registered. So once again, you can do that right now by going to aldea.pub/register or by texting Aldea to 56651. So let's get started. To hear more about the kinds of programs at Aldea your contributions can help sustain, and all the ways Aldea has provided such exceptional help to our communities this past year, unlike any other year. Let's get Carrie. Let's welcome Carrie back. And Carrie, where are we headed?
Thanks, Greg. And good evening. Thank you everyone for coming together again to our first virtual fundraiser. I would like to share why we are here and talk about tonight's goal. Tonight, in just 1 hour, you will have the power to change a life. Aldea is the essential community partner for children and families. We believe that in a family's most critical moment, The company of a trusted professional can mean the difference between strength and suffering. Every day, our expert staff walk with young people on their journey to healing, providing the care that brings both short-term comfort and long-term resilience. Because with a community of support, they discover their own ability to create a new life one moment at a time. You are an essential part of our community support with your participation this evening. We do not get the opportunity to change a life without you. You will experience testimonials and stories from Aldea clients and key supporters sharing why Aldea is so essential. Before we move on to the fundraiser and the storytelling, let us share just a few examples of how the funds raised tonight will be used to change a life. First, your contribution will support foster care and adoptive services. When children are in danger of abuse or neglect in their homes, county agencies must intervene and remove them. The instability and harm these children suffer causes trauma that requires specialized help that foster families, supported by our Aldea team, can provide. By placing these children in a safe, caring Aldea home, we ensure that kids get the support they need to heal. Your contribution can also create stability and a forever family for a child through adoption. Adoption is a life-changing experience that can have an incredible impact on everyone involved in the process. A second program that your funds will support is Aldea's SOAR program. This program employs an evidence-based clinical model developed by UC Davis to identify the early signs of mental illness. It is a life-saving program for young people. Our first SOAR program was established in Napa County in 2015, and a second clinic opened in Solano County in 2016. Our third SOAR program has now opened and been established in Sonoma County. Led by One Mind, a leading brain health nonprofit organization, with key financial support from Kaiser Permanente Northern California Community Benefits Program, the Elizabeth Morgan Brown Center, a One Mind Aspire clinic, is now open, helping youth and young adults in Sonoma County. Overall, this has been a very challenging year. Funds are needed to close the gap from contributions that were not made because of the pandemic. As the Mental Health Subcommittee Co-Chair for Napa Valley COAD, I gained an in-depth view of mental health needs across our communities. With the COVID pandemic, one of the biggest challenges was meeting the community's emerging behavioral health needs while staying safe. Our brave staff were able to pivot quickly and provide telehealth. For those kids and families who wanted or needed a face-to-face appointment, we did that too. Aldea established the Suicide Prevention Council in partnership with Napa County Mental Health in 2017. This is to ensure that our community is better educated so people know how and where to seek help. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 15 to 24, and it is increasing. Our communities, likely you and your loved ones, have been directly impacted by the tragic losses caused by suicide. It is critical at this time to address this urgent need, and your financial support can change a life by saving a life. In the last year, because of your support, Aldea has achieved the following. We now provide alcohol and drug treatment to any teen in Napa County, regardless of their ability to pay. We are the only program. Also this year, we worked with youth to create an anti-drug marketing campaign for teens by teens. These youth created advertising materials on the dangers of opioid abuse. At Aldea, we make it a point to work in collaboration with our partners to provide our clients with the best possible care. One of our partners is Kaiser Permanente of Northern California. Here to help us understand the gravity of this crisis is Dr. Stuart Butler. He is the Regional Director of Behavioral Health and Addiction Medicine at Kaiser Permanente Northern California. Here's Dr. Butler. Watch the video.
Welcome, everyone. I'm very honored to be a part of Aldea Children and Family Services Change a Life in an Hour virtual program. I'm Dr. Stuart Butler, Regional Director of Behavioral Health and Addiction Medicine for Kaiser Permanente in Northern California. I've had the good fortune to be collaborating with Aldea's SOAR program, which stands for Supportive Outreach and Access to Resources in Solano, Napa, and Sonoma counties, serving our KP youth and families. A word about our current youth situation. According to HNHS and all surveys, California and the rest of the country is in the midst of a youth mental health crisis. Nearly 1 in 3 high schoolers reported feeling sad or hopeless almost every day for 2 or more weeks in a row. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 24, and we're at a 30-year high in suicide attempts overall in the country. Attempted suicide among youth has increased by 43%, and psychiatric hospital rates for youth have risen 3 times more than adults and have grown in the last year. 50% of mental health conditions begin at age 14, and 75% begin by age 24, so it's essential to intervene earlier with youth. Aldea's commitment to supporting the entire family, empowering clients and families to understand psychotic illness, and engage clients and families in their own recovery is an essential part of care. We share their commitment to research and providing evidence-based treatment and outcomes. We hope you will all commit to supporting this important community effort and make contributions to Aldea so they can continue their essential work for our youth. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Butler, for shining a light on the extent of the need out there. It's educational and I gotta say, a little bit terrifying, Carrie. I think it's an understatement to say that Aldea really has its work cut out for it.
Yeah, we really do. Dr. Butler and Kaiser Permanente are bringing real leadership to our mission. We're so pleased that they are offering these services to their members now. We're so proud of our affiliation with them.
That's great. It's impressive, Carrie. And it's a great reminder for everyone watching at home and in the chat and YouTube right now that in just a few minutes, we're going to ask you to support the great work Aldea does simply by making donations. And you can make your donations at a variety of levels, right? I mean, the brave new virtual world. You can donate $5,000, $2,500, $1,000, $500, $250, $100. If you don't see a level that you like, I guarantee that we have a level that matches your capacity with your commitment, because you can donate a custom amount, right? Every donation you make can have a direct impact on the work Aldea does. Every donation makes a difference in the lives of youth in Sonoma, Solano, and Sonoma counties. We appreciate every donation because every donation has an impact, doesn't it, Carrie?
Yes, it does. A gift of $5,000, for instance, will provide 3 months of intensive outpatient drug treatment for teens.
That's important. That's impressive. And we always love the big donations, but we mean it when we say every donation has an impact.
Absolutely. Another example is that our 8-week prevention classes providing drug and alcohol education to teens cost only $500 per student. So every $500 donation could help guide 1 student away from the slippery slope of drug and alcohol abuse.
So I see how that works too. $5,000 for treatment or $500 for prevention. Little prevention goes a long ways. Your donations do a lot of great work. In order to make a donation, though, you need to be registered. So again, go to aldea.pub/register. Enter in your information. You can see it on the screen below us right now, or text Aldea to 56651. Again, that's where you can make donations to our Fund the Need. We see donations coming in. We appreciate each and every one of you. Keep them coming. We're going to get to them in just a moment. That's also where you can bid on our online and live auction items. And remember, the online auction is going to be over, closed, done, finished, kaput, gone forever, bye-bye at 8 p.m. on the dot. So make sure that you're registered at aldea.pub/register or text Aldea to 56651. Now, Carrie, Dr. Butler sort of laid out the need for Aldea, and that raises the next question of how do you even begin to address that need?
Well, Aldea is so fortunate to have partners that have leading experts in their fields. An evidence-based approach grounded in robust research is essential. That's why we have strong partnerships, for instance, with UC Davis, as that you'll hear now from Dr. Laura Tully, who works closely with us. She's an assistant professor in psychiatry at UC Davis and the director of clinical training and early psychosis programs.
Let's meet Dr. Tully.
The Coordinated Specialty Care Model was developed as part of an NIH-funded study that started in 2009 called the RAISE study, and it includes not just medication management and therapy as was traditional for treating early psychosis at the time, but additional interprofessional services designed to support the client and the family in their recovery journey. So one of the powerful things about this model, this coordinated specialty care model, is that it has meaningful impact on people's lives. The evidence is very clear that if you provide this supportive model for young people and their families, they are more likely to see reductions in their distressing symptoms. They're more likely to meet their life goals like school or work or family. The earlier you intervene, the sooner you support and kind of wrap that family and client with these services, the better their outcomes, the better their success. I think something that we are really excited about and is a testament to the strength of the partnership between UC Davis and Aldea is their participation in the California Learning Healthcare Network and EpiCal, which is the Early Psychosis Intervention Network in California. Aldea have been right at the front of those discussions. The Learning Healthcare Network is designed to create a network of early psychosis clinics across the state of California that are collecting standardized information about how their clients are doing and how the treatment is working. That commitment and that trusting relationship has led us to invite Aldea to be part of just one of 3 programs that we've invited to pilot test a brand new way of collecting that information. And it's been a real honor to get their feedback and adjust the system based on what it looks like using it in a real world clinic.
One of just 3, that's impressive work, and it's made possible by your support. So at the risk of sounding like an auctioneer who constantly repeats himself, go to aldea.pub/register or text Aldea to 56651. Once you're registered, look for the donate button, should be at the top left of your screen. Carrie, in addition to the partnerships on the service side, you have some amazing partnerships on the support side as well.
Absolutely, we definitely do. We're especially fortunate to have great champions like Brandon Staglin. He and his extraordinary organization called One Mind have been with us from the start and so committed to our cause. For him, it's all from the heart.
Let's meet Brandon. Let's roll that video.
One Mind and my family, or the Staglin family, have been closely involved in developing new ways to detect and treat psychosis, illnesses like schizophrenia, like I've experienced, as early as possible and as effectively as possible, which are kind of synonymous. So in 2013, One Mind and my family partnered with Aldea to launch a program in Napa. We were chairing the Auction Napa Valley fundraiser that year, and we talked with the Napa Valley Vintners about allocating a portion of the funds from the Fund a Need, which is a fundraising component of the auction, to a new program at Aldea, which became what is now the SOAR program. And we wanted to do something in our own community after having worked in research all around the country to help people right here in Napa. So since we had this existing relationship with Aldea, we decided to work with Aldea as that nonprofit to develop and operate the program here in Napa. Science has shown there are specific ways to treat early psychosis that are effective when practiced in conjunction with each other as a formula, so to speak, as a model. We call this model the Coordinated Specialty Care Model, and this has been validated by a National Institute of Mental Health funded study all across the U.S., which has shown that this model of care improves symptoms about twice as fast as regular standard care, which is simply medication and psychotherapy alone. And it also improves quality of life 3 times as fast as standard care alone. And when you combine the principles of psychotherapy, of medication management as needed, of supported education and employment to help young people back on their feet so they can actually succeed in school and work again in their relationships, involving the whole family in care for the young person, and involving the young person themselves in devising that care model along with their practitioners according to their goals and their values to reach what they want to do in their life. For the last few years, we're really excited that One Mind has been able to work with Aldea in the expansion of the SOAR program to not only Napa County, but now also Solano County, and now also Sonoma County with the Elizabeth Morgan Brown Center. And we're very grateful to have the support of the Browns, Song and David Brown, who are advocates in the Sonoma community for early psychosis care with One Mind, as well as Kaiser Permanente for their philanthropic support of the Elizabeth Morgan Brown Center. Bringing care to dozens of young people throughout these 3 counties, of which thousands are actually experiencing psychosis at this time, is a great start at helping more young people avoid the horrifying outcomes that can occur with psychosis if it's not treated as well as we possibly can. This is a cause that's near and dear to my heart. Aldea not only has great people, but it also has, as I said before, a great model of care that it provides, evidence-based, and it has a whole array of services, specialty services for young people who are at risk for serious mental illness or in crisis, different stages of serious mental illness. So Aldea deserves your support because it is all of these wonderful things.
Yes, that. Thank you, Brandon, for kicking off our appeal in such a strong way.
Yes, thank you, Brandon and One Mind. We appreciate your partnership. You guys are wonderful.
And everyone watching at home, this is it. This is the time. Now is the time for you to change a life. Now is the time for you to make a donation in support of Aldea's programs. We can see the donations coming in. We wholeheartedly appreciate each and every one of the gifts that you are making. We have a $5,000 gift from former board member Ron Frederick. Ron, you are an especially deeply committed individual, children and families in crisis. Thank you. Ooh, a $20,000 gift from Sherry and Garen Staglin, the Staglin family coming through as a whole. Brandon, we appreciate, and Sharon and Gary and Sharon.
Wow.
Yes,
amazing.
Thank you as well.
Great.
We appreciate
Thank
you. Board member Linda Short donated $2,500.
Thank you, Linda.
And Linda was a sponsor as well.
Yes.
Like, wow, great example to set. More power, Linda. Thank you very much. Francis Reyes, we see your $500 gift. Elise Curry in for $2,500.
Awesome.
Tiana James using text to give in for $35. We appreciate every donation. Keep those donations coming. Colby Brown, keeping it in the family, $50 from Colby Brown. Karen Poor in for $100. Brandon Staglin, all the Staglins are in for $500. Thank you, Brandon. Lindsay Weston in for $250. Keep those donations coming. Jim and Brenda Kieser in for $100. Keep those coming.
Awesome.
Elise Curry in for $5,000. That's 2 times Elise has gotten. Thank you, Elise. You're batting the cycle at this point.
Excellent.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Laura Klein in for $500.
Nice.
Diana Griffin in for $750.
Thanks, Diana.
Craig Palme in for $250. Sandra Sims in for $250. Keep those donations coming.
Yay.
As we were saying, we love the difference gifts of every size can make. All gifts have an impact. $1,000, for example, Carrie, could be truly life-changing, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. $1,000 could provide therapy to 6 therapy sessions for a child in their home or in their school or in their community.
And little foreshadowing, we're going to see just how awesome Aldea's therapists are in just a few moments. We'll get to that momentarily, but Julia Allen in for $500. Adam Hursley in for $500.
Thank you, Adam.
And can you scroll down? Can we get the monitor, Michelle? Can you scroll down? There were a few at the some of our very
Mary
first
Butler.
donors that we hadn't got to. Sandra Sims was in for $250. Colleen Townsend donated $100, and Jill Steiner Dong kicked us off at $100. Thank you. Scroll all the way back up now. Let's see what's coming
Butler.
in. Mary Butler.
Wow.
Mary Butler in for Thank you. Yeah, see now. Good eye by you. Mary Butler in for $250.
Thank you, Mary.
Diana Griffin donated $750. Now let's go all the way back to the top. Francis Anamosa was in for $100. Christine Hataja is in for $100. And you can see that we've hit the goal. But look, here's the thing. One of the dangerous things about hitting the goal is that we know goal's a number we want to achieve. it doesn't exemplify all the need out there, right?
Exactly, exactly.
We appreciate all the donations you've done to get us to this point, but don't think you need to stop now, because Aldea has with the brand new center in Sonoma and with all the programs that you do. And one of the things that I think everyone can say happened this last year, need got more.
Oh,
Need did not go down in the pandemic.
Absolutely. It was a really tough year. We had to cancel our big fundraiser last year. And so, you know, we had to buy equipment. We had to get clients equipment so they can do the telehealth. And there's a lot of need out there.
So keep those donations coming. Joseph Shoulders, although I hear Carrie has a nickname for him, in for $500. Thank you. Tamby Jackson in for $1,036. And when you see those odd numbers like that, that just means, well, that also means that Tamby is covering the cost of the transaction, right? That means Tamby's taking out the transaction fees and donating 1,000 straight up. So thank you, Tamby, for your gift. Text to give coming in. Again, if you haven't yet, you can go to aldea.pub/register, or you can text Aldea to 56651. It works. We see your gifts when they come in. We appreciate your gifts no matter how you choose to make them. If you really don't want to make one on stream tonight and just bring a wheelbarrow of cash on down to the office, we'll take that on Monday as well. Ray Simmons, actually it's a weekday. You'll take that tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. You can bring it in tomorrow. Ray Simmons is in for $500.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Keep those donations coming. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every gift that you are making. We appreciate all of you working with us tonight, right now. You are doing great work right now. I think what we should do is we should introduce everybody to some of the extraordinarily dedicated and gifted individuals who make up the staff at Aldea, right? You're doing great work supporting Aldea. We appreciate it. And if you haven't made a donation yet, maybe it's because you're like, maybe you need the extra push. And so I really think once they meet Crystal Johnson, Aldea's Program Director for Social Services, they're going to see exactly why or where their donations are going. Let's meet Crystal.
You get kids from all over. The most typical reason for a child to come into foster care is probably neglect or child abuse. And so we get referrals from child welfare to say, hey, we need a home for this particular child. He's being removed for X, Y, Z. And most times when kids come into care for one thing, we notice 2 or 3 other things we have concerns with as well. So we're happy to get them in as soon as possible. But the most general typical reason is for neglect. Most of our kids come into care with trauma. They've been exposed to maybe domestic violence, they've been exposed to unsanitary living conditions, and even being removed from their parents can be traumatizing. So we really work with our resource parents to really be trauma informed, to get the necessary training and skills so that they can really work with these, the children who have been removed. So we have a pretty unique team, a pretty large team. When you first come into foster care, you're greeted with a family recruiter. We have a whole approvals team that expedites the process for families so that we can have families come on board. We also have a team of social workers and a team of behavioral support counselors. And so our social workers and our behavioral support counselors, they really work with the family and the children, working on identified problems or challenges that the youth may have, or working on their strengths. So we have a handful of supervisors as well who partake in the process of really wrapping the family, the foster family around and the child around to make sure that this is a successful placement for the youth during the duration of their time. On average, most children will experience a placement move from foster home to foster home about 4 to 5 times during their span of being in foster care. But with Aldea, our average is 1 time. One of the things that Aldea provides is forever families. And that's one thing that I enjoy about being with Aldea. We provide adoptions for our youth in care. Most of the children that come into foster care, they do reunify with their biological families. However, there is a percentage of youth in care that are not able to reunify with their biological families. And in that case, we are very, very blessed to have families who are willing to be forever families for these children. And throughout the years that I've been here, I've witnessed so many adoptions. And it's been a beautiful sight to see, being at the judges' quarters and observing when a kid gets sworn in to be an adoptee. I've also heard from previous families who've adopted 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, and they provide an update for me. I've also observed sibling sets get adopted, and that's one thing that's really hard, is to be able to provide a home where siblings are able to stay together, to grow together, and to be adopted together. Your donations can change a life.
Wow, wow, that's an incredible story. And how Aldea helps these children find home with the sensitivity and dedication that Crystal describes. Carrie, how else does Aldea help kids?
Well, these are particularly stressful times for our young people, and that's why it's important to have great therapists like Courtney Harris, whom we're going to meet next to tell us what this last year has been like. She's been right there walking beside our young people.
Well, let's meet Courtney.
Okay.
This is a needed service. Mental health care is as important as physical health care, and Napa is small, and there's not a whole lot of money going toward mental health, but I have so many kids who come in and say, I've never told anyone this before, or I can't talk to anyone about this. I have parents who come in and say, you're my only support. We need to be here. We need agencies like Aldea. We need services like Aldea in every community. COVID's been rough, I'm not gonna lie. It was, it seems like a really long time ago now. I know it was only like a year and a month, but it feels like we pivoted overnight from normal way of doing things. People come in the office, we go to the schools, we go meet them at their homes, to stay home, keep your laptop with you at all times. We're doing everything online now. Use Zoom, use Teams, and we're scrambling to figure out what is Zoom, what is Teams. And it was really rough. At first, a lot of the kids are resilient, but at first a lot of them didn't talk about it that much, and as time went on it kind of became a new normal. But I saw kids struggling because we've never had a challenge like this. And now, having been doing it for over a year, I'm actually really impressed. We've made it work. My kids are amazing, and they show up and they make the effort, and they make the best of their sessions for what it is, which is often staring at a phone in like a corner of their house where they hope no one can hear them. And my kids have made progress. I've been really, really impressed with them. There's all this stuff going on. They're doing school from home. Their little siblings are all over them. Their parents are stressed. They can't see their friends. They have to wear a mask, which feels, how it feels. And there's all these added stressors to their lives, but they're still making progress, and they're still working on themselves, and they're still making it from day to day. That's no small feat. Parents don't know what is anxiety or depression or bipolar, or what is normal after trauma. So helping the kids and the families as much as we can to understand what's going on with them, so they feel like this is something knowledgeable, or this is something knowable and controllable, and it's okay, and that you're going to be okay, and we're going to make sure of it. Seeing kids who come in with suicidal ideation or suicidal attempts, or kids who attempt during treatment and then are able to graduate later feeling confident in themselves and feeling that they've made meaning and they've grown somehow through what they've lived through, what they've survived, and see them step into their own power as they step into the next chapter of their lives. That's what we do.
Wow, what an awesome team you have here at Aldea, and you at home are doing awesome work as well. As you can see, we've hit goal, right? We've hit goal. Congratulations on that, but there's always a greater need, so feel free to keep those donations coming. The Fund the Need is going to be open all night. Here's the pledge that I will make to you. I will do my best to honor and acknowledge each and every gift you make during our live stream tonight. So you keep making donations, and we'll check back in just a little while to give you your propers. But right now, it is time for our auction. And just like everything else in this brave new world in which we live, our auction is going to be just a little bit different than you might be used to. you still get to bid on great auction items in real time against your fellow Aldea supporters. Only now you get to do it on your phone or your tablet or your computer, so make sure you've registered at aldea.pub/register. Again, that's aldea.pub/register. That is where you can participate in the live auction, and that is where you can bid on the online auction, which is going to close at 8 o'clock if you haven't heard that before. Now, a few words about bidding online, right? The computer is pretty relentless. When we say an auction item is closed, it is closed, so do not wait until the last second to bid. In fact, the best way to win is to make Max your best friend. When you click on bid, you'll see an option to set a max bid. That way, Max bids on your behalf up to your maximum every time somebody bids against you. It is the surefire way to win. Finally, there's about a 7-second delay between when I say something and when you hear it. So if there's any sort of discrepancy between what I'm saying and what you're seeing on the bidding platform, believe the bidding platform. The computer has the final say right now. The computer rules the process. And with that, let's start our auction with lot number 1. And I think, hey, Michelle, let's make them live right as soon as we start describing it. So the bidding is live. Well, you guys can start bidding while I describe lot number 1, Ace and Vine. This is a chance for 6 people to enjoy the ultimate evening of fine food and gaming fun. Make your way to Ace and Vine Restaurant and California Casino. You're going to be welcomed into the Deck. It's their Eastern-inspired restaurant and bar where longtime Napa restaurateur Michael Galen and his wife Krista, they will welcome you in with a bottle of champagne, treat you to a multi-course feast by culinary director Arnaud Droville. Then you get to enjoy the Bacology experience. You get an hour-long mixology course, right? They get you a little liquored up. And then you get a 30-minute crash course in either Baccarat or Blackjack with Ace and Vine's general manager. But this, look, one thing we miss, it's getting together with friends and hanging out, right? And this is the perfect way to do so. The opening bid on this is currently sitting at $500. We're looking for you to jump in and make your first bid. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking for it, once again, you have to go to aldea.pub/register. There's a lot of information you need to enter there to get you in and into the system. But once you're in, then you can go and start bidding. And you should see that lot 112, Ace and Vine VIP Experience, Liz Schredt bids $500. Liz is in for $500. See, so now it's an auction. Now we say go 6, bid 6, go 6, yes 6, $500 is bid now looking for 6, and 6, go 6, bid 6, $500 is in. Now, little known fact, I used to be a blackjack dealer, Carrie. I swear, I dealt blackjack at a casino. This is back when I was in my 20s and you know, I was into snowboarding and having fun. And there's one thing that they tell you about playing blackjack, the most important thing, tip the dealer. That's all you gotta need. Don't need to know how to count cards. So just tip the dealer. They'll take care of you. Liz is in for $500, looking for 6. Go 6. Bid 6. Now 6. $500 is bid now, looking for 6. And 6. Go 6. Bid 6. $500 is bid, looking for 6. Go 6. Bid 6. And let's see. This was for 4 people, right? No, 6 people. So Liz bids herself up at $600. Now, see, now Liz, that is the heart of a gambler right there, right? I will win at any cost, even if I have to beat myself. $600 is bid, now looking for 7. Go 7, bid 7, and 7. $600 is bid, now looking for 7, and 7. Go 7, bid 7. $600 is bid, looking for $700. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning, or off we go. Everybody, like, I appreciate, Liz, you bidding against yourself. We're trying to see if there's anyone else that wants to bid with you. Yes, no, maybe so. This is it. Last chance, or off we go. And sold then. Lot number 1 is sold. And just remember, time is ticking away on our online auction, which is going to be open until 8 p.m. So be sure to get your winning bids in. Up next, our second lot in our auction this evening is the Trinchero Napa Valley. This is a chance for 8 people to enjoy an incredible evening of fine food and wondrous wines in a spectacular setting. Make your way to Trinchero Napa Valley, the Torres family's famed estate. You're going to be welcomed into the hospitality center by executive chef and culinary director James Houghton. You'll get a VIP tour of the winery, see the relatively new tasting room. It's chock full of history. You can go ahead and start them. I think we start the bidding on these as soon as we start talking about them. Make the bidding live so people can go in and start jumping on it. Bidding is live. You want to start bidding on the Trinchero? Bidding is live right now. Go bid. When you get there, enjoy their new tasting room. It's chock full of history. You get a tasting of their amazing Napa Valley cabs and their Sauvignon Blanc. Then you're going to settle in for a multi-course feast paired with some fantastic library wines. After dinner, retire to the Solara patio to enjoy cigars and a view of the northern Napa Valley you'll never forget. We've got a bidding war going on. Adam Hursley bid $500, and then William Stevens came in at $600, and now Liz Schredt in at $700, looking for 8. Go 8. Bid 8. Now 8. $700 is bid now, looking for 8. Go 8. Adam is in at $800. Now 9. Go 9. Bid 9. Now 9. $800 is bid now, looking for 9. Go 9, bid 9, yes 9. $800 is bid now, looking for 9. Go 9, bid 9, yes 9. $800 is bid, looking for 9. Go 9, bid 9, go 9. And look, here's the thing. This is for 8 people. We're at $100 per person. This is amazing this is a great deal right now. Like, you know that the Trinchero family, I know Bob Torres, have done lots of events with Bob and his family, and they are amazing entertainers up there. Their space is incredible as Liz Schredt bids $900, looking for 1,000. Go 1,000, bid 1,000. And the whole space that they've built for entertaining up there is just absolutely gorgeous. The Solara patio overlooking the northern end of the Napa Valley is absolutely stunning. Perfect place to enjoy a wine down, get out, or a wine down, if you will. Liz is in for $900, looking for 1,000. Go 1,000, bid 1,000, and 1,000. $900 is bid now, looking for 1,000. Go 1,000, bid 1,000. Oh, Liz bidding herself up again. My favorite kind of bidder, in for 1,000. Now 11. Go 11. But Liz, are you a Spinal Tap fan? Because this one goes to 11. This one goes to 11. $1,000 is bid now, looking for 11. Go 11. Bid 11. Yo 11. $1,000 is bid now, looking for 1,001. Looking for 1,001. Wouldn't it be fun now? Bid 1 1 now. Wouldn't it be fun now? Bid 1 1 now. Would it be fun now? Bid 1 1 now. Would it be fun now? Bid 1 1 now. Would it be fun now? Bid 1 1 now. Would it be fun now? Bid 1 fun? Yes. No. Maybe so. Fair warning, or off we go. Get those last chance bids in at $1,100, and yeah, no, I was hoping maybe that dramatic auctioneer pause would get somebody else to jump in. Then Sell It Michelle at $1,000 to Liz. Liz is going to buy our whole auction. We love Liz. Keep going, Liz. Woo woo. Lot number 2. Sold. Remember, if you didn't get what you wanted so far in the live auction, the online auction is still open. It's going to be open for another 17 minutes, so tick-tock, time to rock over there. Let's move on and meet some of our next guests, though, including a client with a powerful success story. Randy Storm is the program director of Aldea Day Adolescent Program for Treatment, ADAPT for short. Randy also afterwards is going to wants us to meet Isaiah Thomas, who's a class of 2021 graduate of ADAPT and a young man on the go. But let's start by meeting Randy.
Aldea is so needed in our community. Our agency tends to deal with more difficult kids than some of the other agencies in our community. And we provide everything from a therapist to a psychiatrist to behavior managers to 24-hour on-call. We really provide everything necessary to help support a child and their family towards success. And we don't give up. We never give up. If they won't come to us, we'll come to them. We just remain very innovative in how we keep our connections and our contact, and we have found so many success stories by us just sticking with it and hanging in there with kids just like parents do. You don't give up, and you just keep doing and doing and doing until finally we see some miracles happen. So that's why I'm here for 35, and I'll probably be here for many more years. Isaiah Thompson has been a student at ADAPT for about 2.5 years, and we had the opportunity last year before the pandemic to paint the tops of wine barrels. And so we had Jose Martinez in our agency came by ADAPT and worked with several of our kids. And then Michelle had organized this huge event at the Archer Hotel. And she didn't even expect our kids to be wanting to come, but they all wanted to come. And so I said to Michelle, oh, can I have some money to get them clothes? And she was like, absolutely. So we took all the kids shopping and we got them great clothes. And every staff came and took a kid with them to the Archer. And you'll see Isaiah's barrel was wonderful, and I think it sold for $175. So it was pretty amazing. And he was just walking all around the Archer like he's been there 1,000 times, introducing himself to people. Come on over and see my artwork. And he was just the master of ceremonies. So I'm so excited for you to meet him.
Ever since I went to ADAPT, I almost had straight A's, and right now I still have straight A's. Even better classes, like there's one called financial, where it teaches you how to manage your money and like how to invest and all that. So that's one of my favorites. Stepping into ADAPT, it is a difference, it's a change, but in the long run, it helps you out more than any other school.
Greg, isn't Isaiah amazing? He's so resilient and so brave. We're so impressed with him.
Oh, love him. And Carrie, Randy Storm is certainly right in there and has been for some time as well. We can see that many staff at Aldea have dedicated their lives to serving families in crisis.
Yeah, that's so true. Dr. Marty Shoulders, who you'll meet next, is a wonderful example of that. He's been leading our clinical staff here for 43 years.
Wow.
Yep. He's the backbone of Aldea and so loved by everyone. I'm eager for you to meet him.
Yeah, let's meet him now.
Well, I think that part of the reason that we are expanding is, of course, because of the need. And the need, a part of it would be the recognition of adverse childhood experiences. For many years, problems in childhood like abuse or being raised by alcoholics or health issues and so forth were not very much recognized. And now they're quite more increasingly prevalent in people's minds as contributors to problems. And that also has decreased the stigma of mental health treatment a good deal. So there is more need. And also we've had years of ability to demonstrate that those of us like Aldea who want to help really can help, that people do benefit from the services that we provide. It's very gratifying work. Almost always our clients get better. We're able to help them. And I think that's because we have good, competent, caring people and very effective systems, and we work hard to keep on top of all that. Just wonderful people to work with would be a very strong component. It's great to work with competent, caring, compassionate people. You know, we really are a village that helps each other out. These are extremely challenging times. With the fires, with the earthquakes, and then of course especially with the COVID, the people, especially the children that I engage with, the numbers are just going up astronomically of children needing help. A great deal of anxiety, a great deal of depression, and other kinds of problems. So the need is acutely and powerfully there, and so now, you know, more than ever is when we need the help, the economic help, so that we can provide the services that are extremely needed. I would like people to know that they can count on us, that when they contribute to us, we will use what they contribute effectively. We've had a lot of opportunity, practice at developing our systems and using donations wisely to help people. You know, most everybody wants to help people, but it's very difficult to do that as an individual. But with Aldea, you have a team, a set of teams who are competent, capable, and have demonstrated that we really can help the people that almost everybody wants to be of service to.
Thank you, Dr. Shoulders. That's a wonderful way to put it into perspective. And for all of you watching at home, it's a great reminder. Like it's sometimes you get lost in the how can I and where do I, and right now it's really simple. You just support Aldea, and they do the tough work on your behalf, and they do amazing work. And you've seen committed staff people working tirelessly, sometimes for multiple decades. I mean, that was like Randy, 30-something years, Dr. Shoulders, 40-something years. This is incredible history and institutional knowledge at work each and every day, supporting your donations, your bids on the live auction right now. Support great work, because we're back to the auction, and it's lot number 3, and the bidding is live for this. It's currently, the bid is at $1,500, and I'm going to do a spoiler alert and jump to the end of the pitch and tell you that $1,500 for 3, no, you don't have to jump to the ed teleprompter. You stay there, Sam. I'm just doing a spoiler alert in my own head, telling you that $1,500 for a 3-liter bottle of Harbison wine is a steal. This is buy it and sell it on winebid.com kind of thing and make twice the profit right now, because Harbison wines, impossible to find, incredibly small mailing list, and retail for, you know, there is no retail. You can find them. You've got time. Go Google it. See how much a Harbison wine sells for. It's going to be over double what our opening bid is, because Harbison is a cult wine from Joe and Pat Harbison, who literally founded their winery with the goal of supporting children's charities. That was their goal. In fact, for a long time, the only way that you could get their wine was to go to one of the charity auctions where they had donated it. It's produced in the Oakville appellation of the Napa Valley. It's got the likes of Dalla Valle, Screaming Eagle, and Bacchus for its neighbors. It is just situated right there in Cult Wine Central. Screaming Eagle, one of the definitive cult wines. So Harbison, they only make 75 cases a year, right? And they don't make these available through their regular commercial sales channels. Read, it's mailing list only. It does not get more exclusive than this. To top it off, they make 3 3-liter bottles a year. 3 a year. So you get 33% of their 3-liter production. That's a lot of fun 3s in a row right there. Our opening bid is $1,500 on a $3,500 value, and we're still looking for somebody other than Liz to come in and win an auction item tonight. No offense, Liz, love you, keep it up, but you know, I'm trying to get people to bid against you or on Aldea's behalf right now. We're currently looking for an opening bid of $1,500 on the Harbison wine. Joe and Pat, if you're out there, love you, been a long time, hope the pandemic's treated you well. Everyone else, it's your chance to get in on you say you get on the ground floor of a cult wine. Well, why not get in on a big, and here, look, here's the thing. If you've got a group of friends that you want to get back together, nothing says, hey everybody, welcome back, like a huge, big old 3-liter bottle of wine. So here's what we'll do, because we do not want to, I mean, we're already kind of giving this away at $1,500. And I know, I get it. If you're not into wine, $1,500 seems like a lot for a bottle of wine. There might be some people watching going, really? And I tell you that $1,500 for this bottle, totally in the realm of not just normal, but bargain at this point. We'll hold on to it then, because our online auction also is going to be closing in 6 minutes. And what we don't want to do is put this in a place. We can hold on to this, and we'll make good use of it in another auction coming up, because we would rather make good use of this later than have it not sell now. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. Lot number 4, this is the final lot of the night. It's the Cabo San Lucas Resort Getaway, because now that you can travel again, right, why not really get away? This is a chance for 2 people to enjoy an extended weekend getaway to Mexico. So this is lot 110 in your live auctions bidding software. 2 people make your way to Cabo San Lucas. You're going to be picked up at the airport upon arrival and whisked off to Diamante Cabo San Lucas, where you are going to spend 4 nights and 5 days in a junior suite deluxe luxury. Look, the resort is just absolutely gorgeous, right? Amazing amenities in the studio, but who cares, right? It's got a living space, private patio, but really it's the resort. That's why you are there. 1,500 acres of private land on the Pacific Ocean. 1.5 miles of stunning coastline. You can see, look at this. This is their Crystal Lagoon pool, and it is 10 acres big. 10 acres of Crystal Lagoon pool. You have 6 miles of walking and hiking trails, 2 world-class golf courses, the Dunes, which is a links-inspired golf course. You can imagine playing links golf in 80-degree weather with Pacific Ocean views. You've got Diamante. Or you could play El Cardinal, designed by Tiger Woods. You've got a $250 dining credit or resort credit, which can be used on the golf, and concierge pre-arrival services before and during your stay. And here's the thing. The value on this is over, we're going to say over $2,600. Currently, we're looking for an opening bid of $1,500 to get us started for your escape to resort in Mexico. And look, Carrie's going to go off and get logged on and register to bid on this if y'all don't jump in and bid, because she was like, I'll take this trip and go. But look, $1,500 for Diamante, great deal, great opportunity. And look, we're opening back up. We're getting off and traveling. Saw a report from Trivago recently, back in February, before all the vaccines had rolled out. Saw a report from Trivago that they interviewed 1,000 people in the United States and in the United Kingdom, and 37% of Americans said that they would give up sex for a year to travel. You don't have to go to those extremes. You can just click bid now, bid $1,500. You get your chance to get out of the house and get down to Cabo San Lucas for a great giveaway. Another 20% said they'd give up their partners, and a full 50% said they'd give up their jobs. So I think we're all hungry to travel, looking to see how hungry you are to travel right now. Opening bid on this is at $1,500, and for Diamante, it looks like Carrie's logging in. Carrie is going to aldea.pub/register. She's entering her contact information in right now. She's going to get everything logged in. You know, we could make it easy, and you could just hit if you just hit floor bid, Michelle, and hit submit, then we can, oh yeah, see there, Carrie Ahern in for $1,500. She said all along this was the trip she really wanted to take. Nobody else wanted to bid and buy it and give it to her, so she bought it for herself. Always taking the lead and running with it. Carrie's in at $1,500. Now, just because she's the CEO of Aldea and everybody loves her doesn't mean you can't bid against her. We see this happen all the time, where people say they have emotional investment in the person who has the winning bid, and they're like, oh, well, let's let them win. No, Carrie would be happier if you bid $10,000 against her right now. Well, maybe not happier, but she'd be happier for Aldea. We've got $1,500 looking for $1,645. Fun increments to work with. Looking for $1,645. Actually, can you just change the minimum bid to $150, and then that'll make it, there we go, one over there. We get to play with the software, see how fast it is. There we go. $1,500 looking for $150. Looking for $1,650. $1,500 is bid now, looking for $1,650. Go $1,650. Bid $1,650 and $1,650. $1,500 is bid, looking for $1,650. Yes, no, maybe so. Nobody else wants to go to Cabo, Carrie, so it's all you. It's going to be you. Fair warning, one and all, and sold. $1,500. Woo woo! That concludes our live auction. You have done great work tonight. Thank you all watching at home. Let's check back in with the Fund the Need one last time, just to see where we wound up. Yep, stayed. You guys, you all did amazing work. We appreciate it. You got us right up to over goal. We've got a few more donations that come in, but because of the way it sorts, it's hard to tell who did what. But instead of reading all the names, let's just say we appreciate each and every one of you and all your donations tonight. You have done great work. Remember, the online auction is open for like another 2 minutes. So until 8 o'clock tonight, Fund the Need is going to be kept open as well. Feel free to continue to make donations. Carrie, I got to say, it's been my honor to join you for this year's Change a Life in an Hour. Thank you so much for having me. Thank all of you watching from home for doing such great work as well. Wherever this life may take you, when you get there, please remember to use your powers for good.
Thank you. Greg, it's been an honor having you here with us. And thank all of you out there for your generous support that you've shown Aldea tonight and over the years. I know that tonight together, we have truly exceeded our goal. We've changed many lives in an hour.
Thank you all, and good night.
Good night.